say it's called as an unhooking. Okay, EDR hooked their DL into the process. So the what we are going to do, we are going to unhook the DLL from the process. Let me show you an example of the process example from the process explorer. Go to the task host like yesterday's one, then we can okay. So let me go into administrator mode and we can see. So let's see any kind of process that was hooked by our antivirus software. Yeah, here you can see the taskforce.exe hooked by the Bitdefender antivirus software. So it was one of the method from the antivirus software's and EDR. It will hook their own DLL into the process. Okay. So basically, the EDR will be targeting the NTDLL. So if any call has been happened, any function call has been happened from the NTDLL process, NTDLL library function, it will be the EDRs will be start hooking the NTDLL API calls. Okay. So in the previous video, we have discussed with a lot of examples like how the EDRs will be hooked, when the EDRs will be hooked, the process. So in this video, we can see how we can unhook that. Okay, how we can unhook that. So I already said EDR will be targeting the NTDLL application. So NTDLL based library functions. So if the application loads NTDLL library and it was calling some NTDLL functions like write file off, NT-write file off, it will be start hooking the API function, right? So we know the one thing. So EDR targeting NTDLL libraries and it was hooking the EDR based program. Okay. So our assumption is, so what if API function, right? What if we unhook the NTDLL library from the process? Thing. So EDR targeting NTDLL libraries and it was hooking the unhook EDR the NTDLL. I just removed so the NTDLL library from my assumption process. Is okay. So what? So now EDR unable to hook my process. We unhook the NTDLL library from the process, right? So EDR targeting NTDLL libraries and it was because there is no NTDLL library. Unhook EDR the NTDLL. I just removed. So let me go into depth. Okay. So if you remove the NTDL library from the process, your application will get failed because your application uh, mandatory needs NTDL libraries to do some task. Okay, so every process has a NTDL library. Here you can see NTDL library was there. So if I remove this NTDL library from this application, so this application will get failed and my system will get stuck. Okay. So the application needs a NTDL library. So what we can do? Okay. So the thing we can do, we can unhook the NTDL library and we can load a fresh NTDL library from the disk. Okay. So we can unhook the current NTDL library, okay, DLL library file, and we can load another NTDL library from the disk, a fresh copy of NTDL library from the disk. Okay. So now the EDR doesn't know what's happening in the background because the EDRs will only hook once the application get initiated the NTDL library. Once the application was started and it was initiating the NTDL library, it was loading an NTDL library. At that point, the EDR will hook their DLLs or their code into the process. So now we are removing the hooked NTDL library and we loading the fresh copy of NTDL library from the disk. So now EDR doesn't know so what happening, because EDR thinking like I hooked the NTDL that was there, and nothing happening inside the process. But the EDR doesn't know he is we will be replacing the NTDL library with the fresh copy. Okay, so that is called as the fresh copy NTDL library API unhooking. So in this video, I just explained the theory, what will be happening in the backend. So the next video, we'll be discussing about the program and how this will going to happen. So this is one of an advanced technique. So this will be, many might feel this could be a difficult technique, difficult to understand. But yeah, if you have any question, just reach out to me in the question and answer session, and I'll answer the questions in 24. I'll try to answer the question in 24 hours of time. Uh, yeah, so that will be the overall explanation of what we are going to do. Okay, so every program, every compiler commands, I'll be giving in the GitHub repo. So don't worry about that. You'll be getting each and everything which what I'm going to use. Okay, so let's hop off from here and we'll discuss the program and execution section in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye. Yeah, let's discuss the program in this session. Okay, so I'll give you each and everything how I designed this code and what the code will be doing. So this are the library functions we just used for the unhooking a process, and you can see the payload here. So this is nothing but it will be previously I just designed with it will be opening a message box and it will throw something. But now I just developed a shell code that will be opening calculator.exe uh, on the machine. So uh, this is the shell code. So you can develop a shell code from ms of venom, or you can use other tool, other kind of tools. Okay, so whatever shell code you are giving here, so this will be considered as a payload. So I just given the calc.exe. You can develop a malicious shell code or something, and you can test it in your test environment. Okay, so this is the we are giving more stronger powerful method to evade the antivirus softwares and EDR platforms. So I involved the AES encryption, advanced encryption standard. The bit was 256 bit. So this is the key of AES algorithm, that this key will be used to decrypt the payload, so which we have encrypted here. Okay, so the EDRs and AV, if the EDRs and AV scanning this shell code, so it will not understand what was hiding inside the shell code. So that's the problem here. Okay, so we can easily evade the antivirus softwares and EDRs by these techniques. So the next one, so here you can find the bool AES decrypt up. So this is the entire code. This will be responsible for decrypting the encrypted shell code in there. Okay, so let's jump on to my Kali machine and let me show you some interesting thing. I'll be giving you few of the program, like AES encrypt.py, calc.bin, and this programs. Okay, so you can execute the python aes encrypt.py and calc.bin. So if you developed any kind of malicious shell code, you can give it here instead of calc.bin. I have given the calc.bin, but if you are developing a mal.bin, some kind of malicious shell code, you can give it here. Okay, so once you execute this, it will give you the key. Okay, so this is where we just given the A advanced encryption standard based encryption. Okay, so this is the payload and calc.bin. Okay, so nothing else. I just copy pasted the code here, the payload and the key. So this is responsible for decrypting the shell code. Okay, so the next line we can see find process ID of, we are targeting the notepad.exe process. So we have a create tool help 32 snapshot to identify the notepad process. Okay, so that's the entire thing here, just finding out the notepad.exe process ID. Okay, so the next one, we are going to unhook. We are developed a function for perform unhooking of. So this is the heart of the program. It will be doing the unhooking the current NTDL library, and it replace the new NTDL library into the memory. Okay, so this is entirely it will be going to do. Here you can see create file w ntdl path. This line will load a fresh ntdl library, and it will map the ntdl library into the file. Okay, and so these all lines are related to mapping, and if we get some kind of error, so it will report the error to us. So once we get everything done, once we get unhooked the NTDL library and hooked the and we once we unhook the NTDL library, and once we load the fresh NTDL library from the disk, we are going to inject our shellcode into the uh, uh, process notepad .exe. So this is the line it will be going to do, inject the payload into the target process. Our target process will be the notepad. We targeting, if you need to target any other process, you can design based on that. You can modify your program based on that. Okay, so this all are the main functions. We are going to call our specific functions individually. So once the program get executed, this main function will be called, and this line will be get print. Okay, and this line will perform the first will we are going to perform the unhooking the loaded NTDL library from the memory, and we are loading a new NTDL, the fresh copy of NTDL library from the disk. So once we done that, we are going to find a process ID, and we are injecting our payload, decrypting our payload, and we are injecting into that. So I hope this program will be little bit tricky, and this if you need to modify a bit in the code, so this will be easy. You need to just modify the shell code, so you can do your own code here. I'll be giving every resource what I'm using, and even the compiler things what I'm using. Okay, so let me go to the Windows, and let me execute this one. So once I started executing, so it was saying e-derivation get performed, attempting to unhook the DL, and it found a text.text session, and it unhooked the NTDL library completely. So the activity has been success, and so once we this machine has a McAfee antivirus software. So now you can see the calculator has been opened. So here you can find notepad with the PID and payload decrypted successfully, and obtained a new handle to the process, the notepad, and allocated memory inside the process notepad, and it's injected a shell code into that. Okay, and it executed a create remote thread of function, and now the calculator program has been opened, and we are yet to play. So let me go to the system informer, and we can find out the notepad. So this will be the fresh copy of NTDL library that was loaded in our disk. Okay. So I hope you have a clear understanding about what was happening in the process. Okay, of loading the NTDL library, fresh copy of NTDL library. So this is one of the advanced techniques. Again and again I am saying, so don't misuse this program. So this is proper, this is completely designed for the educational purpose, and so use this for in a testing environment, and if you are doing any kind of pen testing or detection engineering related activities. So I think we are good with this part, and the next section we are going to see some kind of registry modification, skilling defenders, and a few other topics. Okay, so let's hop off from here, and we'll connect you in the next video. And every resource you can find it in the above link that was attached in the video. You can use every programs. Okay, so yeah, see you guys. Bye bye. After a huge advanced topics, we are going to see is some of the easiest way to turn off the defender that was running in the local machine. So here you can find a small bat file. So you can download it from, you will get easily if you search for disable Windows Defender.bat, okay, in GitHub. So here you can find some of the rich commands to add, to modify few of the registry key that was responsible for Windows Defender. If you can download this way, and extract here, find where it is. You put it in this directory, extract here. So now we have a directory, and click disable defender. Just run as an administrator. So it will turn off each and every, it will turn off all the antivirus software, defenders. Okay. Not an antivirus software, it's completely a local machine Windows Defender service. So this is one of the easiest way to quickly disable the service to deleting or modifying few of the registry and scheduled tasks and services. Um, so I hope you have a clear understanding about this one. This one is a pretty easy to things to do. Just execute the bat file in the target machine. So which you have compromised. Yeah, that new thing. Let me remove every exclusion before I teach you. So let's see. So in this video, we are going to learn was a technique that was commonly followed by the threat actors, adding their malware in the exclusion list in Windows Defender. So if you feel killing all the services, Windows Defender services, sometime it will create noisy alerts in EDR platforms. So the analyst who is working on a backend, they can able to look into that. So what happening in the back in the machine. So it will create a noisy alert. Someone tries to turn off the defender, killing the defender services. Okay. So at that time, what you can do, you can add the executable. So your malware in the exclusion path. Okay. So if you add your malware in the exclusion path, usually the Windows Defender, it will not scan. It will not scan that path. Okay, so it will be pretty easy to add this. Go to the virus threat protection, Windows security, and add or remove Defender. Okay, so if you move on to this, here you can see add an exclusion button. You can add a file to this. Okay, so I was adding a TDS killer in exclusion list. So you can see the TDS killer.exe has been added added towards the exclusion list. Okay, so I was removing this. I don't need a TDS killer. So the next video we are going to see that. Let me add some other things. The credvis.exe, it, yeah, process hacker to the exclusion list. Yeah. So this is the way you can add it in the exclusion. This is the one way. But if you feel you need to add, you need to add to the command line. So here you can see few commands. So you can add a complete folder for a scanning. To exclude the scanning, you can add one file. You can add the extension. So it will not, if you add .exe extensions, it will not scan any exe based extension. So you can add the process. Okay. So if you execute this command rog killer I just given, so here you can find the rog killer has been added from here. Just one thing you need to do. You need to have the path of the executable. So which path you are going to exclude, and add MP preference exclusion path. Okay. So you have to execute in a PowerShell as an administrator mode, so that you can add the exclusion. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll connect you in the next video. See you guys. Bye bye. Hey guys, welcome to another video. So this is one of interesting thing. We are going to see one of a tool called TDSS Killer. That was the tool is developed by the Kaspersky Security. The tool was used to remove the rootkits and other malwares from the machine. But our thing is, what we are going to do, we are going to remove the win defend, okay, the defender service from the machine, okay. So if you see this tool, it was built by the Kaspersky. Even you can also download in Softonic. If you check in the bleeding computer, so it was saying it will remove the rootkits. Okay. So some of the threat actors, they are even abusing this tool to TDS killer miter. Uh, yeah, some of the threat actors even using this tool to remove the defender or remove the EDR services from our endpoints. Okay. So here you can find logbit 3.0. They have used the TDS killer to EDR evasion. So this is this is one of an awesome thing which we can do to evade from a defense mechanism. Okay. So the main objective of the tool is designed to kill rootkits, but what threat actors offensive uh, engineers doing, so they are abusing this tool to kill the defense mechanism. Okay. It The tool will think the defense Windows defender as rootkit, and it will kill the service. Okay. Let's see. You can see in impair defense that was mentioned in MITRE also. So if you see the documentation here, so we can have multiple options, but we are going to use this option, delete the specified service. Only if you sure service should be removed. Okay. So in my machine, I already have a TDS killer that get downloaded, and I given a link how to even download the TDS killer. Okay. So let me show you something here. TDS killer DCSVC. So if you given this, so it will give some information how to use this tool. So our option is here. So to DCSVC to service name and delete the service. So now let me search for the SC query win defend. Let me search for the service the WinDefend was running or not. So now I can see the WinDefend was running in our machine. So it's a Windows Defender service. So we can use TDS killer to stop this service. Okay, TDS killer dash DC SVC, and we need to give the service name WinDefend. So now it was initializing the process and getting some um signatures, and now it was saying it's necessary to reboot for your completion. So if I give the details, so you can see it will be deleted after the reboot. The key has been deleted once if I reboot my machine. So think of it how cool the threat actors will be doing this stuff. Okay, they are more advanced. They are abusing the malware removal tool, and they are killing the defense mechanism service. Okay, so one time we faced a incident, active incident, like attacker attacked one of an organization with the tool. Okay, so the I was investigating the incident, and I can see one thing: the TDS killer, the hash file matching to Kaspersky. So I was thinking, what was going? Why it was killing Defender? Why it was killing our EDR services? Then I just realized something going on, because if you install a new antivirus program, it will kill some of the current antivirus software, current services, and it will do something, right? So I was thinking, okay, the user is installing the TDS killer to rootkit remover. That was a problem. Okay, so the assumption I made, that was completely wrong. So that's new. That's the new the threat actor used. That's the first time the threat actor used the TDS killer to delete the service. Okay, so we faced active incidents, and finally the ransomware has been arrived. So my mistake there, I just assumed this is a legitimate activity from the user. So when you doing some kind of blue teaming based investigation or forensics, you need to be aware about this rootkit remover tools. Not only the TDS killer, we have other rootkit remover tools also. So that will be enough to delete the services from the machine, even the legitimate services like WinDefenders, EDR services, even Palo Alto, Cortex EDR, CrowdStrike, or anything that's capable to do. Okay, so please be more focused on while you are investigating. So that's all about the video. I hope you have enjoyed this video. We'll hop off and we'll connect you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to another video. Hope we seen multiple topics in defense aviation tactics from MITRE. So in this video, we are going to see one of an important technique that was followed by the threat actors to evade the defense mechanism as well as for privilege escalation. The attack name was a DLL sideloading attack. Already we have seen how the DLL hijacking, how the search order hijacking was working. The similar way, the threat actors sideloading the DLL. Okay, so this technique was followed by many threat actors, including Blackbuster Gang, Akira, Logbit. Many threat actors they were following DLL sideloading attack. So I just we have article in front of the screen. So that was related to the Logbit Gang, silos, Microsoft Defender, even Microsoft Security Tool executable. They involved the MP CMD run. This is related to the Microsoft Windows Defender command line tool to sideload a Cobalt Strike based payload. Okay, so here you can see they have used the mpcmd run.exe. This is the legitimate Windows Defender command line tool, and they sideloaded malicious DLL. So that was a weaponized DLL loader. Okay, MPC client.dll. Okay. Um, so basically, this mpcmd it needs one of the DLL called mpclient.dll to load when the application has been executed. Okay. So basically, the DLL side loading attack is one of the exploit where a malicious DLL is placed in a location where it loaded by a legitimate application. Okay. So the mpcmd needs mpclient.dll to load into the memory for the further execution. So they will be placing the MP client.dll into in the location in the different locations. We know how search order hijacking will work. The similar way, the DLL side loading will be also working. They'll be placing the DLL in the location, and once the DLL get placed in the proper location, the application get loaded. Okay, so we can see how it will be working in a practical way in the next video. But let me show some of the article that will be really helpful for you to understand the DLL sideloading attack. Okay, so once the mpcmd run.exe has got executed, the mpcmd run.exe called the mp client.dll, and the mpclient.dll which loads z0015.log, which is encrypted cobalt strike payload. Okay, so this get loaded. Okay, so this is the weaponized mpclient.dll, and mpclient.dll pointing towards the z0015.log, and once the logs get been loaded, once the file get loaded, so the attacker got a CMD session from the host machine. Okay, so why they are going with the DLL sideloading attack? So this is one of very good, very powerful, and very powerful defense evasion method. Okay, so because we are involving a legitimate application to sideload a malicious DLL, so even even they did with the Microsoft Defender tool, it will not it didn't detected, and it didn't saved the corporate life. So this is one kind of very powerful method for threat actors to do some kind of bypassing the security related things. So DLL sideloading attack has been used by multiple times in multiple attacks. So let me show another important article that was really awesome one. So they hijacked. They just did a DLL sideloading attack through Microsoft Team. So Blackbust and the Cactus ransomware group, they have worked on this. So what they will do, they will contact you in Microsoft Outlook, and they will be saying you have some you have some error in the OneDrive standalone DLL. You are in a risk. Your device was risk, and they'll be saying us we are connecting from the Microsoft troubleshooting team, and we need to check your OneDrive standalone update or how it will be acting. So because we got a report from your end, and it considered as the application was a risk. So you will be trusting them, and they'll be sharing Teams. They'll be sharing one of a link, and Microsoft Quick Assist. The Microsoft Quick Assist is one of our RMM tool, remote management tool, like any does. So once you download and install the Microsoft Quick Assist, they'll be coming up with the see, okay, peer phishing voice or something. Okay, they are calling it from the IT support desk, and they'll be asking you to install the Quick Assist. So you'll be trusting them, and you'll be installing the Quick Assist, and what they will do, they will be you will be sharing your screen, and they'll be sending some kind of zip file to you, and in the Teams channel, in the Teams Microsoft Teams channel or something. And once you download the zip file, so the zip file contain two files. One is a OneDrive standalone updater, and another one is a backdoored WinHttp.dl. So this is one kind of DL side loading attack. They compromising your machines through the phishing. Okay, the initial access was a phishing, and they installing the quick assist, and they asking you to download some kind of zip file, and you will be trusting that, and you'll be downloading that. So, and you will be installing the OneDrive standalone.exe. So once you double click on the OneDrive standalone.exe, at the same minute, at the same second, the win http.dll get sideloaded into OneDrive standalone.exe, and it give a C2 connection to the Black Basta gang. So once it give a C2 connection, so we are in out of control, and they will be adding the Titan plus run key registry for a persistence, and we doesn't know what will be happening in the backend. Okay, they will be compromising one machine, and they will be compromised one machines, and they will be do some lateral movement, and they will be compromising other machines. So this is one of very this is one of very very powerful and good attacks to learn. You can see the initial access. The mail was coming from admin at on Microsoft.com. So Microsoft also blacklisted multiple on Microsoft.com based domains. So the execution in the part we have seen, there's a two files get downloaded through some URL. You can see the URL named Amazon AWS from the cloud. So once you downloaded that, you will be extracting the files using the tar or something, and you will be executing so whatever in the directory. So once you execute that, everything has been done. Okay, so you need to be really really careful about this attack. This is like really really difficult to troubleshoot, because we doesn't know what happened inside that. Okay, see how they added a run key registry, rich added Titan plus, and it was pointing towards some kind of remote IP, and we are blank what was happening in our machine, and they'll be doing some lateral movement through SMB, and they'll be uh, they'll be even exfiltrate the stuff what we have. Okay, so we need to have a clear understanding about this kind of attack, because this kind of attacks clearly looks like a legitimate one, because they are using a legitimate OneDrive standalone for a malicious purpose, to sideload a DLL. So this attacks look like a completely a legitimate one. We doesn't know, even the security tools doesn't know what was happening inside the device. So we have to very very careful when we are dealing with this kind of cases, and you need to be very very careful when you are dealing with any phishing incident. Okay, any kind of emails or uh, the other related things. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. We will see something, we can cook something in a practical way to understand everything in a DLL side loading attack. We'll hop off from here, and we'll connect you guys in next video. Bye bye. Let's welcome to the practical example of DLL side loading attack. So we discussed a lot of things in search order hijacking. The similar way, the DLL side loading will be also get works. You need to find out which DLL you are going to hijack. So I use one of the executable called credvis.exe. So this is a legitimate executable to store the credential. Let me go with the Procmon tool, which find out the URL, so that needs. Okay. I'll filter out the credvis uh, in the Procmon tool to find out which DLLs we can have a possibilities to hijack. So let me execute. Let me rename this DLL into another name. SAME same.dll. This is just a rename, so don't worry about that. So before let's find out the DLL first. Okay. Let me execute this tool. And we'll see what will happen. What happened in the Procmon. So now I am going to filter out the name not found, the result. So we can see what are the DLLs we can hijack. So here you can find wow64 log.dll that was not found, and netutils.dll that was not found, samcli.dll not found. Let me do one more quick thing. Let me have this filter, uh, then we can understand things easily. Okay. So yeah, so now it was saying four DLLs are not found on the directory. So where the application have the application was present under the desktop credvis and user desktop credvis. So here you can find a similar directory. So one was the netutils and the samcli dll d user.dll. So you can choose this last four DLLs to sideload your uh, malicious DLL. Okay. So before that, I just generated a malicious DLL through one of tool that was called as the Rust Packer. So Rust Packer, you can find it from GitHub repo. So this is one of the platform to choose to develop Windows executable or a DLL using various injection method. Okay. So I just installed, and you can see the installation packages here, git clone, and I just gone through the directory Rust Packer. So I try to execute this podmon. The podmon was not found, and again I just given apt install podmon to install the podman. So now I just given the podmon build Rust Packer. So it was installed, and once it get installed, I just created a payload using the MSFNM, the shell code in a raw format, reverse TCP. And once I generated a payload, I just given the Rust Packer. Again, it was saying command not found. And I have given every command you can see in the repo. So here you can see. Okay. So the one more thing, you need to copy the payload which you have created into the shared directory under the Rust Packer. So once you done, you need to execute this command. Again, the Rust Packer was not supporting. So we have an alternate thing for a Rust Packer. We have cargo. So yeah, cargo. So I just uh, installed the cargo in the machine. So once the cargo get installed, so I installed the Rust up also. Sorry, Rust up also, and I just run the payload. Okay. So now again it show an error. So then again what I did, I just used. I just installed this one, install the Rust thing curl, and I just choose the standalone installation. Again, I just executed the source, and Rust up target I just installed. So once I get installed this one, now I executed the cargo run this command, which you can find it from here itself. So instead of giving explorer.exe and b to exe dash b exe, I just given the dash b DLL. So it generated a DLL file on the machine. So the DLL file was present under the directory named music AES, Trustpacker, shared, target, release, sorry, x64 release. Yeah, here you can find it generated a malicious DLL file. Okay. So DLL file is packed with the shell code that we have created in the created through the MSF Venom using using this command. This is the payload.raw. This will be packed, okay, with this, because here you can see how we generated the payload, okay, the DLL file. Okay, this is the command I just used to generate a DLL file. You can see the DLL file with the name of 5h apt.dll. So here you can see the similar file here, and I copied the file into the machine. So which I am going to do. So now we know so which are the DLL we can use. duser.dll. I was just renaming this uh, uh, created DLL to the duser.dll. User.dll. That's fine. Let's clear this and let's load the application now. So now here you can find the DLL file was missing. duser.dll was missing because we just created a duser file in the directory. So the similar way, the application loads the DLL into the process. Okay. So luckily I didn't got a reverse connection. I need to troubleshoot this one because I just opened the 8081 port here. So but I didn't get a reverse connection. So something get troubled in between. So this is how the DLL side loading will work. And we know the credvis.exe was a legitimate application, so we sideloaded the duser.dll. And so let's find out, let's filter one more thing. Uh, Success.